Hi everyone, it's Dr. Kent and welcome to Module 3 of Leading Change, EDA 6107. I wanted to start by going over a little bit of what we did last week. So if you remember in Module 2, we worked on identifying priorities for improvement and worked with a partner to go through some of the many protocols that were listed here, which included the consultancy protocol, the affinity mapping, the fishbone diagram, the 5 whys protocol, force field analysis, and root cause analysis. And maybe you were able to use one of your actual priorities for improvement that you selected and might use for your research study this semester, or maybe you came up with a new one. So I look forward to going through those this week. And you had a discussion on your great wonderings, which were amazing and powerful, and I'll respond to those soon. I did give them a quick glance. And you did an exercise on identifying your priority for improvement for your research project. So we got those things done last week, and I just want to take you over here to the syllabus and remind you of a few things we have on there in terms of workload and time management. We heard from the master students they really like the due dates on Sunday. However, it seems that a few of you maybe aren't looking at some of the content until Sunday, and that's not going to bode well throughout the rest of the semester if it's even worked so far. But also I have been responding to emails on Sunday, but that may not always be the case. So I do encourage you, I'm sorry I'm scrolling down the syllabus here, I do encourage you to go to the workload calculator that I have in the syllabus that I went over in that video, right here, the Workload Estimator 2.0. So you can go in on Monday and kind of plug in everything you have to read pages wide and everything you have to do, and you'll get an hour calculation. Again, the expectation is to be around 9 hours a week. So checking in on Sunday afternoon for what you have to do obviously doesn't give you much time to meet those requirements. So do take advantage of that calculator. It's again here in the syllabus, and the workload expectations are there as well. So let's get into this week, Module 3. If you go back to pages, you'll see here on Module 3 that we are talking about the research methods for change leadership. And I think formerly when they taught this class, oops, I need to publish it, sorry. Okay, I think I had that set to publish at midnight, but I went ahead and published it now for this video. You'll see here in Module 3 that we're talking about research methods for change leadership, and previously they required an action research project to be fully conducted. And one of the changes we're making this semester is A, to give the students the choice of 3 different research methods, and B, that the actual study does not have to be completed within the semester. So it's really more of designing your study now and not actually executing and conducting the study and having results. So you'll read about the 3 options available to you on these 3 pages. So I made a separate page for each method. One for action research, one for case studies, and one for program evaluation. There's also something to read on researcher positionality, and that will be one of your assignments, is to turn that in. You're watching the interactive lecture now, and then in addition to the positionality statement, you will select which project type you want to use of those 3 and formulate your research questions for those projects. And then you'll have a discussion centered around the 3 types as well. So when you click on action research to start, you'll see the few web pages here, and they have multiple things to look at on here, some visuals, some text, and some have videos. So you can get an idea of you can select all that and get a word count if you'd like. And then here on this page, there's also more information and a really great, I think it's about 5 minutes video here. Sorry, the scrolling's lagging, but right here, this video, make sure you watch that, and it will give you an idea of an action research project. There's also a number of example action research projects on this site here. So if you click that, and they're separated by elementary, middle, and high school, so you can expand them here, and you can read examples of action research projects to give you an idea if that's something you might like to do. So that's it for the action research page. If you go back, won't hit back, but you want to look at the case study page. I actually wrote a case study with Dr. Curran, and I provide that link for you here. I mentioned that I don't put it as a PDF because I think if you fetch it, you'll learn how to log into UF and access things that way as well, and it does give us credits for the reads. You can find more examples of studies in journals of cases in educational leadership, and you can just search by a topic of interest for you. It could be even the topic you're selecting for your research project and read an example of a case study there. There's an article here on the 3 approaches to case study methods in education. So this article, don't get too bogged down with this researcher's methodology, but interestingly enough, they do include a researcher positionality statement, which is something you have to do for this week. So that's nice to see one out there. And again, like I said, don't worry too much about this beginning part, this exposition part, but just kind of read it enough to get an idea of what a case study is and whether or not you'd like to do one for your project for this course. And then the last one is a program evaluation, and we have a professor here at UF, Dr. Serafin, and she teaches a class on program evaluation, a whole course on it, probably more than one course, and I've taken that course. And it's a really interesting methodology, and I was really fascinated by it. I enjoyed my project in this class. So what I've included, and I talked to her, and she was very kind in sharing on this, are her 5 lessons on an overview, and they're just video recordings of her. You'll see them here. It is kind of lengthy.
Welcome to Module 1.
You can probably speed it up. She talks pretty slowly in these, but it'll give you an idea. And I have it playing, of what a program evaluation is. And there's 5 tabs here. With this one's only 3 minutes. This one's 11. This one is 8, and the last one's about 19, I think. So once you get an idea of what a program evaluation is, you're good on these. But do remember, all 3 of the methods are fair game for the final exam, because I do want you to be familiar with all 3 methods, even if you don't use the other 2 for your research project.